back up. I'll turn you back up.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to start without me, it's totally fine. Totally.
Well, I'm just gonna start on introducing the scene while you guys finish up your characters. This is going to be mostly a roleplay episode, I expect.
Dirty.
In mist and shadow, the devil's land, 5 souls answered Strahd's command, some with courtesy, but most with ire, deny his claim to his desire. He left, perhaps, to appease their whims, for it won't be long till all bow to him. Welcome, friends, to Barovia. When last we met our heroes, they had traveled along the Svalich road, meeting Strahd, the devil himself, lord of the land, where he had some questions for them and posed them some queries, and almost holding a little de facto trial with them, asking several questions for how they think he should be acting as lord of the land right now. He seemed to humor them and bow and acquiesce to their requests slash demands. Um, some of them were a bit more cordial than others, but it could not be denied that your companion Irina seemed to be terrified the entire time. After leaving and inviting you all to, um, uh, he declared that he would not um, he would allow your passage to Valaki, and he also invited you to come have drinks at his castle sometime on the way. He said it's on the way to Valaki and you should stop for some food
We are not doing that.
and
Absolutely not.
have a warm welcome. Um, after you left, you all decided to um, travel up the road toward the Tesser Pool. On the way, you discovered a blue-tipped raven who was injured by some spikes of some sort of a scarecrow creature and its minions. You rescued the raven and were able to resuscitate it before it perished due to the barbs in its skin, and it has been following you since. Um, you made it to the Tesser Pools, and there met Danimir, the leader of the Vistani there, who warmly welcomed you, declaring that the only real true cost to their hospitality was to spend some time with them at a game of stories. But he promptly took you to Madame Ava's tent first. And there, she gave you a reading, being drawing you one card telling of history, one card telling of a powerful force for good and protection, a third card of power and strength, a weapon of vengeance, a fourth card, a powerful ally, someone who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness, and finally, the card for your enemy to show when the hour of judgment arrives where you will be able to find your foe. Uh, after this reading, and perhaps the confusion surrounding the Taraka reading, um, our adventuring, leaving Adame's tent, you are um, uh, quickly greeted by a young Vistana. That's the singular, named Eliza, who a bit impetuously asks you what the seer told you and begins leading you over towards the uh, campfire where the rest seem to be gathered. So what'd the old bag tell you? Last time I went into her, she told me I'd get boils on me tits, but I never did. She grins.
Searching. Uh,
She gave us a prophecy, I guess, for our future, but it will take some effort to uncode and unravel it.
it seems to have drained her. She's not responding. Is that normal?
Um, Eliza like peeks back over your shoulder and is like, ah, she'll be fine. Nothing, a little rest and recovery won't help. And since you had a bit of a confusing time, need some deliberation. She points over at Lee. We've got just the thing, and she hustles you over toward the campfire. Stanimir, coming out of a side time, says, "Oh, Eliza, why don't you just leave her alone for a bit? Come on."
I'll kind of reluctantly get pulled over.
Yeah, so around this campfire, there is Stanimir and this Eliza. Stanimir being kind of the older guy. We need some more lighthearted music here. Do I have some lighthearted music? That's
There's no lighthearted music in Strahd.
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Dang,
I
I
am
have a
having
really
good
important
time.
question.
Okay.
Are you wearing really cool PJs right now?
Nah, it's a camp shirt.
Oh,
I wish I had a pair of PJs, but they were like this though. That'd be sweet.
Oh man, yes.
That's a good question. Good question.
My nightcap.
Oh, with a matching nightcap, that'd be sick.
I was gonna say that's either gotta be PJs or like Aloha style. You know.
Oh shit. I gotta see if they have actual like PJ sets with the nightcap that you can buy. I'm totally wearing one next time.
I probably have nightcaps and costume storage. I could start
It's true.
raiding costume storage.
don't love any of these. We'll just do this one.
Singing in the rain.
All right. So yes, at the campfire there is the younger Vistana named Eliza that you met. Here we go.
Yeah, those are the one. Only $20.
There's the older Stanimir that you met earlier.
Add to wish list.
You see a third Vistana named who you learn. Yeah, there's a third figure there, a man. And as you approach, he rises a bit. He says, "Oh, hello there. I'm Arturi. Good to meet you here." So it is Arturi, Eliza, and Stanimir.
And Irina, right? She jumped in.
Oh yeah, she's there with you guys. She's just getting to the campfire now with you guys.
But she's participating.
Yeah, Stanimir. Yeah, I haven't even introduced it yet, but so yeah, Stanimir says, "Now I mentioned before to you, this is a place with a great tradition." He raises his nose a little bit with a twinkle in his eye. "You see, to partake of the venerable hospitality of the Vistani, uh, there must be a toll. A price must be paid." One of ya, at least one of ya, gotta take a chance in the game of stories, he says solemnly again, the hint of a grin and smirk at his lips. Irina very quickly steps forward and is like, oh, I've heard of this. Yes, I'd like to participate. And she sits at the fire.
You want us to play a game?
I can think of no better thing to do at a time like this, boyo.
Silas looks unsure.
The rules are quite simple, you see. Everyone who participates must make a wager. A small wager. Something of some small value. Money value, intellectual value, personal value. The game isn't who has the best story, no. Though everyone is suggested to bring a story powerful enough to make a man laugh, make a man weep. Eliza quickly says, or a woman. He says, or a woman. The game is in guessing whether the story is true or false, or a little bit of both. Whoever has the most guesses correct by the end of the game wins the pot.
Lee kind of steps forward. He says, "I guess I could participate. I have a story I could tell."
Aha! Stanimir seems pleased and claps you on the shoulder. Irina seems a little bit excited about it too. She pulls out a she pulls out of a bag one of the items that you saw in her lockbox, and she kind of smiles at it because she says, "This is just something I wore whenever I was a child." No, not her accent. Stuck in the Irish accent. This is something I have worn whenever I was a child. It's a little hair clip with the shape of a sunflower. Anyone else coming up to the fire? You're all welcome to be at the fire. It's just anyone participating in the wager.
No, you can't hear the stories if you don't participate.
Yeah.
Microphone off.
Well, I mean, I could lend an ear and a story. Let me look around. And I guess I'll add. Shit, I don't have much. I'm not giving that up. I throw in 5 gold.
Stanimir just like looks at you and says, "All right, someone came to play."
Well, it's only my life savings. There's no real big deal.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to add my item. I'm gonna throw in 3 papers. It's the Durst Manor deed, the Durst Windmill deed, and the
Nice.
Durst Will.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Sure.
Ro's gonna clap Silas on the shoulder, like guide him to a log around the fire and sit with him and say, "We'll all participate in your tradition."
Silas is just gonna kind of wring his hands. Okay.
Stanimir tosses this like worn leather hat on the ground, and he starts. Irina puts her clip in there. Stanimir pulls out a looks like a deck of cards, and he smiles at it for a second and says, Ah, they've sat unused and dusty in my wagon for long enough. Used to belong to my wife. I think she'd like it if they were out in the world again. And he sort of gives them a flip into the hat.
I roll up a scroll from my pocket and put it in.
Sure.
Scroll of extract poison.
Whoa.
I'm gonna toss a scroll of bless in there. I don't really have much in my inventory.
Sure. Eliza puts in a collapsible small brass tube, which she expands to show that it's a collapsible spyglass.
I want that.
Ooh,
But
good money there.
it looks like it has some sort of like a swiveling mirror at the end. And Arturi says, I haven't done one of these things in a while. It's been a while since I've actually stayed around a Vistani camp. Notably, he has a Vistani accent, but he, with a little bit of a shaking hand, he pulls out a small book that says "On Werewolves" and is titled "Dr. Rudolf von Richten."
You don't
Oh.
say.
Oh. We better win because we need that book.
We need that book.
I'm gonna need that
We
book.
need that book. Stanimir looks up and says, "Ah, you're right, Arturi. Haven't seen you at the campfire after this late in the day. Quite some time." Arturi just gives a little bit of a shrug at that. It's nothing to be worried about. It's
Wait, they haven't seen Arturi during the day?
after this late in the day.
Or they haven't seen
Oh,
him this
okay.
late in the day? Okay.
This
I was
late in
like,
the day,
wait a
in quite
minute.
some,
Okay,
and he
so
said,
not a vampire.
Wow.
so and he says, although you saw Strahd in the middle of the day,
Yeah, well, it's foggy, it's cloudy, and Strahd's
right?
He's
Yeah,
probably a super
he
vampire,
has
not a regular vampire.
on a campfire in quite some time.
okay. Everyone's a vampire.
Yep. Um, so, everyone has their wagers in. I didn't actually write any of that down, so you guys can remember.
Okay.
So Stanimir stands up and says, "All right, everyone, I'll go first. As the host, it's only right. Now remember, I'll tell my story, and it's up to all of you to try to get whether it's true, false, or a little bit of both." He straightens his coat over his slightly punched belly. And oh shit, I forgot to copy this part. Don't worry about it. Doing it live. He goes to page 20. Yeah, there it is. Stanimir fills his mouth with wine and spits into the fire, the flames turning from orange to green. As they dance and sway, a dark shape appears in the bonfire's core. "We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us to our homes." I do have to mute you, Rachel, because I hear myself in your mic. A land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fire takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, a spear piercing his side. Stanimir continues. "One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury, quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own. We followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince. But we didn't give him up, even when the assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figures standing with sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes. This man of royal blood fought to protect us as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, "I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you'll always be safe here." The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes its final foe, and disperses in a cloud of smoke and embers. Stanimir's face becomes a somber mask. A curse has befallen the prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves, to end the curse and put his troubled soul to rest. And that, my friends, is my tale. So, what do you think? True? Oh, thank you. True, false, half true.
I'll kind of whisper into Rose's ear. Strahd, they're talking about Strahd, aren't they? That's why they can leave and nobody else can.
Yeah, he looks around to see if anyone wants to make a guess.
I'd say it's half true. I think you're leaving out some important details. And maybe embellishing others.
I think it's true.
I think it's true too.
As well. There's information omitted, but not twisted.
Arturi looks over at Corvus and says, "I agree with the dark-haired one. Half true." Eliza rolls her eyes and says, "Ah, you dumb wit, it's true. The whole thing." And Stanimir says, "Hi, you don't have to be so crude about it, Eliza. But yeah, it's true. This indeed is the story of the Vistani people. And the wounded prince lived on as a friend to the Vistani, even when his heart was led astray by shadows and mist." So Silas, Lee, and Eliza all get a point from that. Well, now I think it's time for one of our guests. Who would like to go next? Come now, don't be shy. He starts passing around a wineskin. Perhaps a little
Silas
quicker.
is looking real shy.
Lee says, well, I suppose I could tell my tale.
Hmm?
He kind of stands up and clears his throat. I will tell the tale of Kairum the Indomitable. For a little bit of context, the Dojang of Clear Sky Mountain has, or had, existed for centuries, founded by dwarven monks who sought to learn from the solidity and strength of the mountain. The air is calm on most days, but when storms hit, the terrible winds and mighty avalanches threaten both the monks and the villages below. A small faction of monks, the Heaven Seekers, test themselves by ascending to the mountain's peak during these storms. Those that survive gain powerful knowledge and techniques. Kairum was one of the earliest Heaven Seekers. His strength and endurance were unrivaled. He could lift boulders the size of oxen, and once climbed the entire height of Clear Sky Mountain from base to peak, twice in a single day. But he was brash and boastful, and disdained his brothers and sisters who pursued contemplation and inner fortitude. After his initiation was complete, he trained incessantly for the next test of the Heaven Seekers. When the great storm hit, he immediately left with 4 of his disciples. Gorin was the first to fall. Below the snow line, the storm covered every rocky surface with slick moisture that began to freeze as the temperature plummeted. His cries were quickly swallowed by the howling wind, and Karim ordered the others to continue. Hemet was next. A small avalanche exploded nearby, and a large rock crushed her shoulder and broke ribs. Karim told her to keep up or be left behind. Osmir fell victim to a savage bolt of lightning, left convulsing and badly burned. Karim and Yerrick were the final 2, just a few hundred steep and uneven yards from the peak. Even the great Karim was struggling with the piercing cold, barely able to move his muscles. In desperation, he took a jagged rock and slew his brother, intending for the spilled blood to warm him just enough to reach the peak. When scouts ascended the peak the next day, they found Karim's frozen and bloody corpse glistening in the full sun, just a few feet from the top. And that is the story of Karim the Indomitable.
Not so indomitable.
Eliza sort of leans over towards Ro and says, "You know, why is it always the men who try to go up to the top of the mountain, kill their brother, and end up dying themselves?" Eliza shouts out, "I think it's 100% true." Artori says, no, I think this is a legend. I think this is false, all false."
I agree. A tale fabricated to teach a lesson.
Oh, I see. One of them tales of education. Always been a fan.
Maybe half true? Perhaps the names of the people in the legend are true.
Changed to protect their identities.
Perhaps not the legend itself, but the people.
Stanimir takes a pipe out of his mouth and pokes the stem towards you, Silas, and says, I think you've got the right of it, boyo. Half true."
Lee says, he kind of shrugs and he says, "Well, it's all true as far as I know. The masters, they told us the written texts are over 300 years old, but they do mention finding several corpses on the mountainside after a great storm. And the Heaven Seekers were a faction of our monastery."
Eliza kind of crows and jumps up. "Aha, I knew it! If there's a story about a man being stupid, I'm always going to say true."
Oh, that's enjoyable.
Did anyone else say true for that one, or is
Nope,
it just
I said
Eliza?
half.
No.
Said
I
half.
think
I
it
was
was
gonna
just
go half true
Eliza.
anyways.
I think it was just Eliza.
Eliza's gonna win all of our scrolls.
She might. She might.
5 gold.
Hey, she had the biggest wager. I said, all right. I've done enough winning over you folks. Unless you want to give me your stuff now. She does a little like boxer thing. I'm just joking.
Silas like backs away from her.
She chuckles a little bit and like pats you on the cheek, Silas, and says, Relax. Okay. She stands up. I don't have the theatrics of Stanimir with the whole fire casting thing, but I got a tale that's gonna blow your socks off. Now it's said that within each raven flutters a lost soul, and each raven's song tells a tale of ages past. They whisper, so listen closely. Her voice is now quiet after she takes a deep breath with a kind of a melodic quality to it. Sing, ravens of Barovia, birthed from the mists and bathed in twilight. Sing of Lugdana, the Morning Lord's stalwart, dawn-touched foe to the deep lurking dark, the holy symbol of ravenkind, her radiant testament, the warrior's beacon of faithful resolve. Sing, ravens of Chernavog's rise, named Green God, Demon Lord upon Yester Hill. Lugdana, grey-haired, weary of battle, her long sword and shield yet polished and ready, guided through shadows toward sacred ground, she clashed with the demons, their tempest-like dance. Sing, ravens, of Lugdana's last fury, of Ravenkind's token now blazing with light. The battle's tide turning, a hero's brave cry, a final onslaught with divinity's grace. The demon lord banished, the warrior now fell, the wound at her side gouged too deep to bear. Sing, ravens of light's final moments, a shadow descending from radiance on high. Sing of the angel black-feathered and beaked. The morning lord's angel reclaimed its life. The symbol retaken, in raven's claws held. Sing, raven, you are the keepers, the watchers, the tellers of stories untold. Sing, ravens, of Lugdana's memory, the shadows that lurk, the heroes to come. She gives a little bit of like a respectful nod up to toward the eaves of Madame Ava's tent, where you still see the shadowy silhouette of the raven that you left up there.
Silas, your clapping is just outstanding. I
Quiet
never
and respectful.
knew.
Quiet and respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I, for one, would like to believe that is entirely true.
I agree, Corvus. I think it is true.
Artori says, I'd have to disagree, my friends. I've never agreed. I've never much believed in the folklore of Lugdana here. I don't think such a person ever exists, and I vote false.
What is the name they keep saying?
Lugdana.
Lugdana.
Did you
L-U-G.
spell that? There it is. Look at that. Lugdana, Lugdana.
Lugdana is a warrior, somebody you revere, and her symbol is a raven. So you revere the ravens as well. Partially true.
You gotta have a little faith in something, my friend.
Stanimir says, Lugdana was indeed a paladin of the Morning Lord. And according to legend, that symbol of the Ravenkind was given to Lugdana by an angel herself. I say true. Did we miss any votes?
I will vote true.
You would.
You would.
Did you vote, Chris?
Yep.
You
true.
vote true.
Yep.
Don't you say it's false.
Eliza says, well, the tale itself, the story, is what's been passed down for generations. However, no one knows what happened to the symbol after Lugdana fell at Yester here. Half true.
Hell yeah!
Silas, 1 point for Silas.
1 point for old Siley.
Well, I would argue that if no one knows, how do we know it's false?
she just puts her hand she puts
I'll
up her
put
hands and
myself
walks
down
away.
for half a point.
So, who is up next? And another of our esteemed guests, perhaps two of you, seeing as there's two
Well,
our Tories left.
Silas seems kind of invigorated by winning that last round. So
Yeah.
he goes, I guess I could give it a go.
well, that's the effort there. I support your choice to go next.
Silas kind of leans forward and wrings his hands,
Ring a ding a ding.
and then closes his eyes. In the Whispering Canyons, from where I come from, where the winds mourn the dead, there once lived a great oak. Its branches strong and ancient. They held the stories of 1,000 seasons. Beneath its shade, weary travelers found solace. Lost souls found guidance, and a local village sent up prayers to the mistress of the forest. But time, that relentless thief, gnawed at the oak's heart. A creeping sickness, a festering malignancy, unseen and insidious, began to consume its life force. The leaves, once vibrant, turned brittle and brown. The forest, sensing the oak's decline, grew silent. Desperate to save their beloved tree, the people from the village gathered. The wise druid offered his herbs, the sorceress her wild magic, but nothing could halt the rot. Finally, the woodsman stepped forward. The oak, he declared, must sacrifice a branch to survive. A murmur of dissent rippled through the crowd, but the woodsman was insistent. A single limb, he argued, is a small price to pay for the whole tree. The village divided, watched as the determined woodsman raised his axe. With a sickening crack, a mighty branch was severed, its lifeblood spilling onto the forest floor. The oak, for a moment, seemed to falter. But then, a miracle. New growth sprouted from the wound, a vibrant green pushing back the encroaching darkness. Silas kind of looks around at everyone. Yet, as the villagers rejoiced, a chilling truth became apparent. The severed branch, once a part of the great oak, had begun to twist and writhe. It pulsed with a malevolent light, a gnarled mockery of the tree it once belonged to. Deformed tendrils grew from it, killing everything that it touched: crops, livestock, and eventually, the villagers themselves. He kind of lets out a heavy breath and then says, "Oh, that was kind of fun."
Well, clap, clap, clap. I quite enjoyed your story, Silas.
As a silent aside toward Euro, Eliza says, "That one isn't spoken for, is he?" Does Ro respond?
Rose says, I don't believe he is.
You're a loss. She just straightens herself up. I don't think your lens is as bad as well, what we have here in Barovia. And such a tale, I think, could only happen in Barovia, Eliza says. I say false.
I think there's some truth in your tale.
I'm gonna have to agree with Ro. I think it is a metaphor for the evil within each and every one of us.
He kind of like taps his mouth with his finger and he's like, I think it's true.
This seems as if it's some kind of a of a children's tale. I vote false, says Artori.
That's one creepy children's tale.
Artori glances at you and then realizes you're joking. He's like, uh, yes. And Stanimir says, I think there's a tinkle in the truth in there. I think there was a tree, but I think that was a warning not to cut the tree. I say half true.
Now you're getting it.
Is that everybody's votes?
I think so. It's all mine.
Silas kind of looks down and goes, well, it's true that it is a metaphor, a parable, if you will. Something my mother always used to tell me before bed. That, to teach that the allure of easy solutions, sometimes we take a shortcut and we cut away something to save ourselves. And that thing that we cut away might be the very thing that destroys us. However, the village that she spoke of in the tale was an actual village. Everyone in that village was murdered, though no one ever knew why. So half true.
Well, damn it, Silas. I think I'm gonna need a drink.
Stanimir just gives a grin. I could smell it on ya. I knew something was about. And he,
Silas says, I don't know, I always thought it was kind of comforting.
was it just Stanimir who got the half true?
I got
think,
a half true. Got a half
Or is that
Rose said half
Rose
true.
did
Got
too.
half true too, yeah.
Yeah.
Rowan Corvus?
Woo!
All right. How about another of ya? Says Stanimir.
Well, I mean, I could recite a tale or two. Silas is, nope, that's you. Corvus is going to kind of reach in. Hi, hello. Reach into his cloak, and he kind of like, you see him do something with his hands for a moment, and then he kind of flicks a fiddle in the air. And Andy, if I could,
You gonna sing a song?
I'm gonna flick.
Need
I'm
a
gonna-
backing track?
I'm gonna first summon an instrument, and then I'm gonna use my invisible hand to play it.
Sure.
Hell yeah. then I'm gonna roll a dice. That's not bad for a real low row. Corvus stands up and he kind of clears his throat. Corvus the Bard, a name whispered with dread. His lute and his voice filled all creatures with dread. He'd sing songs and tales of woe with a voice off key, quite keen, and leave audience groaning with a chorus obscene. Oh, Corvus the Bard with a lute made of lead, you're singing so awful it rises the dead. You butchered each ballad with feelings so strong, a catastrophic nightmare, a bardic migraine song. He'd sing of brave heroes, of battles of yore, but his voice crackled and wavered, wanting so much more. His lyrics were nonsensical, a nonsensical maze, leaving listeners baffled with a critical daze. Oh, Corvus the Bard with lutes made of lead, you're singing so awful it raises the dead. You butchered each ballad with feelings so strong, a catastrophic nightmare, a bardic migraine song. From goblins to dragons, they'd all would take flight. At first, dreadful notes of his musical blight. No tavern or castle could hold him at bay. His performance cursed them day after day. Oh, Corvus the Bard with a lute made of lead, you're singing so awful it raises the dead. You butchered each ballad with feelings so wrong, a catastrophic nightmare, a bardic migraine song. So if ever you meet him on your adventuring quest, run away in terror and leave him unguessed. For Corvus the Bard, with a voice like a screech, is a bardic disaster beyond human reach. And I tip my hat and bow down.
Eliza and Stanimir are like practically rolling off of the logs, just like laughing at all of this. The
He
wineskins are
jumps
being
up. He's like,
passed.
"Oh, this is definitely true. Absolutely true."
uh, yeah, wiping tears from his eyes, Stanimir is like, "Oh, I don't know, friend. I've never known a bard who calls himself bad, so I think you think it's false."
Well, only time will tell. Who else would like to wager a vote? 5 gold on the line.
Silas kind of has a rare smile on his face, and he says, "You played that really well.
Well,
Better
that
than the
hand
person
did.
that you were singing about."
Oh, and I hand you the violin, Dane.
Okay.
It's like
He kinda-
glowing.
Okay, kind of looks at it. It just sets in his lap.
You can have that. Perhaps try it around.
Oh, okay. False. I say false.
I agree with Silas.
Is that
Eliza
everyone?
Eliza says, "No, I'm with the big lug over there. I say true." I've been forgetting. I vote for Irina. Shoot.
Oh,
She
come
didn't
on,
win.
Irina.
She
Come
probably has
on,
a-
play along.
Irina
Yeah.
says,
Wallflower Irina.
I say, half true. I think, I think, I think half true." She just smiles.
Well, if I have to tell you the truth, it's true. I couldn't hold a tune for quite a long time. Had to do a lot of practicing. Got kicked out of a lot of bars. So sadly, quite true.
Irina just grins and says, "You're losing your touch." She nudges at Eliza. Eliza just rolls her eyes. So who got true on that one? That was
I got true. We got true.
we got true.
And Arturi, I think.
Nice.
Dane, in about an hour, that violin's gonna disappear. Just gonna let you know.
Okay.
You don't know that, but it's gonna happen.
I don't know that. But it'll happen.
We got a genuine Corvus axe
Uh,
for an hour.
I suppose it is time
Limited edition.
for me to share my tale. Says Arturi. There once was a fox. No. Excuse me. He stands up and he paces a little bit, and you see him just like mouthing the words a little bit and like talking himself up, and finally he pauses again and says, "There once was a fox, renowned for his wisdom and skill, who dwelled with his kit in the misted woods. On a cold moonlit night, a pair of sparrows brought him and their child, the tendrils of death clutching its shivering body. The fox took the chick to its den, but for all his knowledge, he could not cure its ailment, and it breathed its last in his paws. Driven mad in their grief, the vengeful sparrows, aided by 4 of their kin, stole the fox kit in the middle of the night. They delivered the kit to the wolf, who had long hungered for the taste of fox flesh. The wolf devoured the kit, and the sparrows returned to their flock. When the fox found out what the sparrows had done, rage clutched his heart and his cunning. He knew the rats burrowed beneath the earth had always despised the songs of the sparrows far above. The fox descended into the kingdom of the rats. He promised them a forest, free of the songs of the sparrows. Intrigued, the rats agreed. The rats couldn't find the sparrow's nest alone, but the crafty fox could. And as the sparrows slumbered in the hollow of a great oak, the rats fell upon them to feast with tooth and claw. For the crimes of the 6 sparrows, the flock perished, and nary an egg was spared. The misted wood is darkened now, and the trees no longer sing with the songs of the sparrows. But some say the rats hunt still, that a lone chick yet escaped their clutches, and that one day they will find it, and gobble it up like the rest. He awkwardly stands there for a second and then like quickly sits down on the log.
Well,
Sounds like another parable. I think it's false.
I hate to
A
disagree.
legend.
I think it's another half true. I think you're on the right path, but there's some tales true.
Um, Irina. Um, yeah, I think Irina nods and says, I think it's true. Yes, your words sing with truth.
Lee says he says, I think this may be another unfortunate tale of this sorrowful land. I'm gonna go with true.
I say half true.
Stanimir and Liza simultaneously both say, actually, sorry, Stanimir says true at the same time Eliza votes false, and they both sort of like look at each other real quick and then just like smile. Um, Artori just sort of looks up and simply says, true. And he looks back down.
Well, shit, I'm not very good at this game.
So Lee voted true, Irina voted true, Ro voted true,
I voted half true.
half true. So just Lee and Irina. Oh, and Stanimir.
Someone's
Lee's
gonna
gonna
have to
win
buy
this.
dinner.
Somebody needs to get that book.
Get that book.
Get that werewolf book. What if Archer is a werewolf? We won't know unless we get the book.
Right.
Irina, who's on the other side of you, Ro, says, do you mind going first?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's just the two of you left, I think.
Okay. A troop of soldiers was traveling through what appeared to be a peaceful, quiet wood when they heard the unmistakable sound of battle. Being noble and brave warriors, they charged toward the sound and came upon a small village beset by raiders. They prepared to immediately assist the villagers when their commanding officer ordered them to halt, pointing to a keep up the hill. The commanding officer said, "Our duty lies there. We must protect the noble. It is our duty. That is how we will ensure that justice stays in this realm." However, the brave soldiers do it in their hearts that was not true justice, and they defied the order of their commanding officer. They charged into the village, felling the raiders left and right, saving the villagers. That night, the villagers feasted in their honor, grateful for the minimal damage that had been done to their village, and praised the noble soldiers as heroes who would be celebrated as that village continued to thrive and prosper.
Eliza staring at you. I never met a soldier who could lie. True.
Silas will kind of look over at Ro. kind of with a sadness in his eyes. And he says, I hope it's true. True.
Well, I'll be the Debbie Downer. I sadly think this song tells of remorse, so I say it's false.
Um, Irina, I think would say. Actually, no. I think Irina wouldn't talk yet. Stanimir is gonna say, "I'm with Eliza. True."
Lee will kind of like look at Ro also and like kind of cock his eyebrow, and he says, "True."
Irina just kind of softly says, "It's half true, isn't it?"
Is that everyone?
Yep.
Ro looks to Irina and just sort of nods and says, half true.
She softly, probably softly enough that only you hear her, Rose. She just says, "I'm sorry." Was Irina the only one that guessed half true?
I think so.
Damn it, Irina. Come on, Irina!
Irina's killing.
Oh, she even forgot to vote the first couple times.
She did.
Damn.
I think she's the last one to go too, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
She's gonna clean up.
She might.
She might.
Well,
She
she's
can't
going to
win
vote
this
for
round.
herself, right?
Can't win this
vote for
round.
herself.
I think I only got one right.
She sort of like rubs her hands on her knees a little bit and then not stands up and says, when I was a child, my father took me and my brother to a vast tranquil lake. I remember the sand beneath my bare feet and the lapping of the waves against the shore. But then something broke the silence, a low growl that echoed through the wind. As I turned, I saw a beast emerge from the fog, a wolf, far larger than any I'd ever seen. I still remember its eyes, yellow, cold, and hungry. My father screamed for me to run. I took off for the woods, and the wolf followed, its snarls echoing through the underbrush. I remember branches whipping across my face, thorns cutting at my feet. My legs burned, and my breath grew ragged, but my fear drove me forward. It was only much later, when my heart had quieted in my chest, and the wolf's footsteps had faded into silence, I finally allowed myself to stop. By then, though, the woods were strange, and my father's shouts had faded. A heavy mist descended around me, and the shadowed shapes lurked in every corner. I stepped forward, one hand reaching fearfully into the fog, and a wolf made of the mist leapt forth. Its jaws opened wide to devour me, and everything went black. Next thing I remembered, I awoke in my own bed, my father's humming echoing from the kitchen. I don't know how I got there, or what became of the wolf, but I can still remember its teeth as clearly as ever. She looks around expectantly.
Does she look like, kind of nervous and
Sure. You wanna roll a secret perception check?
Yeah,
Sure.
I want to too.
Oh hell! I want in on that.
Roll those critical fails.
I'm waiting to see Thomas come flying at
No
me.
Thomas, no Thomas. Good.
Do tell, Andy.
Sure.
Secret, secret. I got a secret.
Is there a way to whisper to people?
Yeah, it's W and then their name, I think. Slash W.
Slash
and
Yeah,
W.
then
slash W. Yeah.
Like Chris, do I do
Whisper. Oops, hold on.
Lee?
I don't know if it's character or player name.
Yep, it's player name.
Yeah, I did player name and I sent
So
Dane
I just
poop.
I just whispered to you, Andy. Did you see that?
Yeah,
It said
Yep.
whisper.
Yeah, I got it.
And it says to whoever.
got it.
Damn it, Rachel. Why did I put so many words in mine? Secret, secret. Someone's getting a secret.
All right. I've sent out the whispers I intend to.
Damn it.
Mm.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and say half true. I don't think it was a wolf. And I'm gonna look at her.
Oh, look at her. I think there's some truth to it.
Is that a half true or a full true, lass?
Half true, half true.
That's
Some truth.
2 half truths.
Stanimir says, I've never been non-committal in my life. Except sometimes. I say true. And Eliza and Artori both vote false.
I've seen the mists. I think it's true.
Lee kind of like cocks his head and he goes, I think it's false.
Irina smiles at Lee a little bit and with a quiet laugh, she says, it is false. It's a dream I've had since childhood. But there are no lakes near the village of Barovia, and I've never seen a wolf. Until recently, of course. Stanimir just leans back and says, many dreams have a kernel of truth, lass. But I'll say I'm wrong this time. Thank you all for sharing your tales. He's been sort of keeping some stones in front of him, sort of pointing towards all of you. Unless I got me counting wrong, looks like the big boy with the sad mountain tail. Lee, was it?
That's me.
You and the wolf girl. Both tied with 4 stones.
Well, shit.
You see, Artori only has 1 stone, as well as Corvus, and the rest all have 2 stones.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Look, it's not about the game, it's about the experience, okay? We all
You threw in
enjoyed
5 golds.
a tale, and maybe if maybe I need some gold for some food or lodging, y'all could help me out. That's all I'm saying.
Uh, Irina walks towards the pot with a little bit of a twinkle in her eye towards you, Lee. She takes back the hair clip that was in there, and she grabs.
Grab that book.
No, she's gonna grab something that one of you guys put in there.
Of course, it's gold.
Nah.
She
She's
doesn't
a
need
noble
that.
woman. She doesn't need gold.
That's like 2 shillings today.
She can take the deeds, the Durst deeds.
Yeah.
Noble's own land.
That's true.
If they
I think
find it.
she starts reaching towards the deeds. Yeah, she'll take the deeds
All right.
for now. She says. She just picks up the hat and brings it over towards you, Lee. But she probably doesn't even take the deeds yet. she'll just take her hair clip back, and then she'll bring the hat over to you.
Yeah, Leo.
Well, I suppose that we are the winners tonight.
He says, "Well, shall we split the pot then?"
She chuckles and says, "I don't need any of this, really. I have very little skills. Um, I wouldn't mind to learn some of these things." She kind of fingers one of the scrolls.
He says, "Take one. Take them both."
Not that book.
Not gonna lie, I'm interested in the book. What that book?
She puts it back with a smile and says, "No. Yeah," and she just pushes the hat towards you. "It's fine. Thanks for all of your help and friendship and taking me this far."
All right, Leo will take the hat. I think he does like reading, so he'll grab the book
Sure.
and then kind of pass the hat around.
So I'll take my scroll back.
Well, I'll gladly take my 5 gold back.
Or do we get stuff back? I assume they got to just split the pot.
He's giving it back to us, so don't ask
Oh,
questions, Ro. It's
okay.
fine. I mean, I'll
Okay.
keep your scroll if you don't want it.
Would you like it?
I mean, I
So-
probably could use it.
Actually, yeah, you can keep my scroll too, Abe, because I don't think I can use it.
Oh, really? What is it?
It's
Can you-
extract poison.
Can you put it in the predator?
I will put it into Terpiter.
Predator.
Yeah, I mean you can have my scroll.
Because I think I
already
can
have one.
cast most spells. Because I've been trying to stay
Yeah.
versatile.
Oh, there it is.
That spyglass is pretty baller. Someone should make
Where's
sure to grab that.
Oh fuck! I wanted that so bad. Oh wait, Rachel, did you take that healing glove? Because you should.
the what?
There's a healer's glove in the party sheet.
How do I get to the
Oh
party
yeah,
sheet?
that's right.
Well,
Go to the little
Try doing it right.
people icon at the top, and then where it says the party, there's a little
Party.
page.
Oh,
hit
yep,
open
there we
sheet,
go.
And then stash.
Here.
Yeah, we saved those healing gloves for you.
we really
my
did.
scrolls on there.
Dane insisted on trying to steal them.
I did not. I took a healer's kit because you already had
Clean
one of those.
white gloves never show signs of blood. That's weird.
That's
That's
weird.
nice. Once per day. Oh, I'll take those.
Rachel, do
yeah,
you
I
not
want
want that
those.
scroll of spiritual weapon?
I mean, do you want it? I never have free actions. I'm too busy using my
Do you guys-
actual weapon.
Do you cast divine spells, Abe, or do you have?
I don't think I can cast.
I think you're
divine.
arcane.
Yeah.
I think you're like arcane or
I think-
something.
Because
I
I
think
can
I already
do.
took. I think I already took those silvered bolts. I don't know why they're still in there.
Yeah, I took some and you took some, so there shouldn't.
Oh, it says there's 100 in there. There are not 100 in
They're,
there.
No,
they're
there's
not. There were
not.
200, and I think we split
Yeah,
them
we
evenly.
we split it between two of us. Yeah, I don't believe I can cast spiritual weapon. I think I can cast those other two because I actually think I took bless at one point and took it away.
So healer's touch is a thing I can do once per day.
Bless.
But I also just get a +1 bonus to medicine checks.
Spiritual weapon is a divine and occult. So whoever can
Oh,
has the
fuck
traditions
yeah. I mean,
of divine or occult.
I'll
Occult.
take it if you want.
Call that shit.
I'm gonna
Is
call
there a way to just
all
give
over the
myself
place.
a permanent +1 to medicine because of it?
If you click on the plus beside medicine, you should be able to give it a little
Mm.
whoopity whoop.
Can you equip the
You have to
the
equip
gloves?
The gloves, yeah. If you equip the
Oh, it'll
gloves,
do it
it'll
Oh,
add
it'll
automatically.
do it automatically.
Yeah.
I'll probably already do it. Yeah.
I know we talk about
Equip 'em.
this almost every time, but I've been
Healer's
really
glove.
impressed with this
Foundry's
program.
cool.
Yeah.
Foundry is
There's a
cool.
lot of-
They're
there's a lot of stuff.
worn. Okay.
Eliza.
So Rachel, when
Eliza's
you use your
size.
when you
No,
use
you're
your
good.
medicine skill, it should
Yeah.
show up as one of the bonuses in your medicine skill.
Yeah. When you click on the dice, it should automatically
When you
be
click
there.
on the dice, it should show up in there,
It-
the +1.
Or you have to like add it. Like it'll be grayed out and you can click on.
Yeah.
I see it like a general circumstance bonus I can add, but there's not like something for the gloves specifically.
Really? That's
I hate
surprising.
I
that.
wonder if I did.
And you have them t-shirted, right?
I have them as worn gloves. Should I just have like a generic worn? Worn.
I don't know.
That's
Do you have to attune them, maybe? Is there a little diamond inside
Oh,
it?
maybe there's diamond. You diamond it up.
Diamond. Oh, toggle investment.
Oh,
Investment.
Yeah,
invest it
investment,
in
that's what they call
there.
it.
Probably have to
That's
do
what they
that.
call
You
it.
do that
Invested.
during daily preparations.
Oh, I
I
can't
think.
invest now. You probably.
Yep.
I mean, we had that for a while. You probably could have.
You gotta
You probably
spend
No,
could have.
money. Gotta spend money, make money.
it still didn't do it though.
You gotta set that up through HR.
Um, so Eliza lets out a long, over-dramatic sigh and says, "You know, Stanimir, I never win these things. One of these days, you're gonna bring some real louts in here, and I'm gonna clean up." Uh, she waves dismissively towards whoever took the spyglass.
I mean, if
Did
no one
it
took
make it
that, I
into the park
really
sheet?
wanted that.
Yeah, whoever took the spyglass, you're gonna have to add it manually.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I
keep
just
it.
copied the text of what the items are. So it's a Taroka deck, a worn deck of Taroka cards, the spyglass with the maneuverable mirror for looking around corners,
ooh.
and there's a short manuscript on werewolves authored by Dr. Rudolf van Richten.
Okay, I'm taking that manuscript.
Take that manuscript.
Just a random weird. So it's a spyglass for looking around corners. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, it is. It's a spyglass, so it'll look like at far distances, but it has a mirror on one edge, so you can actually like look around corners with it.
Dope. Is there an actual spyglass and equipment that I can just alter?
Sure.
Spyglass. Ooh.
So she waves at you, Corvus, as you're taking the spyglass. She says, "Be careful with that thing. Just so you know, you're not gonna see vampires coming with it."
Wait. What? Excuse me?
Mirrors, boyo, mirrors.
You can't. They can't see. They can't be seen in mirrors.
She shrugs.
Wow. What's all these
Is
buttons?
that true though? Because we saw a vampire in daylight.
Daylight in Barovia. She looks up at the sky that's like continually cloudy. The sun here has never stopped the vampires.
Well, I guess it wasn't sunlight now, was it? It was more of a dark and light sky.
Lord Strahd comes and goes as he pleases. He made the land this way. Why would he make a land he couldn't walk around in?
I see you're not afraid to use his name.
She shrugs. He's always been kind to the Vistani.
And why is that exactly?
Stanimir.
We kind of elbows Corvus. He's like, "Weren't you listening?"
Stanimir says, "The tale I told before, the Lost Prince. That is the story of the Lord of the Land."
I find it hard to believe he seemed to be so kind before. That wasn't the impression I got when we met him earlier today.
Oh, you met him.
Quite princely, in fact.
Yeah, I think Eliza would say he does like to know who's in his land. He comes to see people, and especially people that make a splash. You've been making a splash around here.
Well,
You splash makers.
I may have splashed a
Splashing
little.
around, splashing all over the place.
A short
I
curse.
I
Go
make
ahead.
calculated splashes now.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of which,
There's a short
Silas
curse
here.
from one edge of the fire as
Uh-oh.
Arturi stands up quickly. Says, I am sorry, friends, I must go. He looks up nervously at the sky,
Werewolf.
Bat symbol.
and he begins to, he starts murmuring. He says, "I've been selfish staying as long as this. I pushed my fortunes as long as I dare. It's been very nice meeting y'all. Safe journeys." And he begins
Totally a werewolf.
to head off.
Such a werewolf.
Is he the one that put in the werewolf book?
Yes.
He is the one that put in the werewolf book.
100%.
He was like, hey, just so you all know,
That should have been
I
our
am
first clue.
a werewolf.
It's a werewolf that gives away the ways to kill him. Here you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so he heads off into the night.
Silas, as he like walks away and you're watching him, your hand just and that musical instrument disappears.
Oh. Silas looks disappointed.
I'll make you another one tomorrow if you'd like.
That's okay. I didn't really use the first one.
It could be anything you want. A drum, a flute, a marionette. I can't make those musical.
So after the dancing fire declines, yeah, I think they stay around the fire for a little bit longer. Um, uh, after some time of chatting, they would stay up chatting with you guys for a while if you wish. After some time chatting, everyone seems to start breaking off to go into different tents, and they welcome you to use the area around the campfire. Offhandedly, Eliza um, uh, Eliza would offhandedly yell back towards Silas, "Tree boy, there's room in my tent if you wish."
I think I'm okay here. Thank you though. His face is just like beet red.
No, it's fine, Silas. I'll watch the fire and make sure it stays alight. You go ahead.
She just shrugs and says, "Flaps open if you change your mind."
Is that a euphemism?
Oh, that is definitely a euphemism.
No flash.
Jesus, Silas, you should maybe get a lug out. Get going.
Yeah, they all head out.
While the chit-chatting was happening around the fire, Silas is going to try to see if he can maybe trade for any kind of concoction formulas,
Oh,
any kind of medicines or anything that they use amongst the Vistani.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I like that if you
I
zoom in
see.
long
I
enough,
see.
you can see everyone moving around the fire.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
That guy's got a pelt, I think. Oh, hey,
He's
I
got a
want
pelt.
to
Yeah,
I
he's
want
like,
to
hey,
sell
look
this
at this! Look
pelt.
at this
Oh,
pelt.
no, that's okay. I'm not interested. I'm
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
pelt intolerant. No, get it away from me.
Seem to be stuck in an infinite pelt offering loop.
Mhm. Mhm.
I told you no.
That's funny. So what are you offering for trade?
I will trade either a formula that I already know or straight up cash money.
Cash money.
I'm looking for any kind of formulas. I like level 2, level 1, level 3 if they got them.
Sure. Let's see.
Smoke him if you got him.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
We got 'em.
Uh.
I found that you can put the alchemical trait in. It
Oh,
narrows it
sweet.
down to those.
Um. Sort by level. All right. Let's see what they got.
Okay. Sorry to just spring that on you.
Sure. I think that they have So there's like an alchemical trait.
Yeah, so
It
it's
is an alchemical trait.
yep.
Beautiful. So I think that um um Stanimir, when you start asking about, I guess this is before people break up. Stanimir would actually nod over towards Eliza and say, "Eliza over there, she's a bit of an alchemist."
Fuck.
You go get her. Go ahead, son. Get up in there.
Go make a trade.
She said
Yeah,
her
I was gonna-
flaps open.
Gonna turn on the charm. Open up that flap.
Oh,
Jesus.
um, Trying to
So
get her
yeah,
to open her book to you.
I actually will. I'll use my diplomacy.
Sure.
Because he gets like uncharacteristically excited talking about alchemy.
Sure.
So-
Do you have any?
Whoop, whoop.
Do you have any formulae for trade for like
Yeah.
for trading copying formula?
I was gonna say I'll show her one of my favorites, which is the
Sure.
ghost bomb.
show
Go
her
fun.
something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and
Show her
show
my
one
ghost-
of my
formula.
Show her my
favorites.
ghost bomb, and I'll show her my
Oh, yeah.
Ghost bomb.
I'll
Ghost
show her
bomb.
my
You're my
anti-plague.
ghost bomb.
Sure. Um, which anti-plague? Those are both level ones.
Yep.
Okay. She.
Gonna give her the old graduated cylinder.
Oh yeah. I'm so graduated right now.
She would share with you. Yeah, with that role, she has quite a few poisons in
Nice.
her, as well as some healing stuff. I'm just looking
One of her
through
many flaps.
Sure.
one of her many flasks. She would roll pretty well for her. So you find she has a recipe that she'll share with you of, she calls it the hair of the dog potion, but it is an emetic paste,
Medic paste.
which is a level 2. It is useful for getting people to vomit up stuff and get rid of the sickened condition.
Ooh, nice.
Helps them retching.
Paste. What's it called?
Emetic,
Emetic paste. Lesser?
emetic, yeah.
Emetic paste lesser. Okay, got it. Emetic.
And she would offer, she has Mender's soup as a level 2. She's going to offer you another level 2.
Sweet.
Mender's soup. She'll give you an option of Mender's soup, or what else would she have? Would you? She doesn't like point out some of her poisons. She would have a couple of poisons in there. She wouldn't like take you as like the poisoner type, but you would probably notice as she's flipping through her book. If you're interested, you would have to like go out of your way to stop her and be like, "Hey, I'm actually interested in that." But because she wouldn't actually say like, "Hey, you
Gotcha.
seem like a poisoning type.
Poisoning guy.
You seem like a poisoning kind of boy."
Ooh, Thunder soup sounds good too.
You know what she would offer you? Bravo's brew, which gives you it is a a distillation of alcohol to make people less, giving them courage, liquid courage.
Ah,
So
I like that
she
one.
seems to push that one onto you.
I'll take
Bravo's
that one.
brew.
Bravo,
Says,
bravo.
Liquid courage.
in case you need courage to do something you might not do. Acts a little crazy.
Oh my God, check our flaps.
Oh man. All right, cool. And then later when after she invites me, he kind of sits around, and I'm gonna use my last regent to craft
A brew,
a
Bravo
brew.
brew.
Yep. And then he'll drink it, and he'll go lift the
Oh.
flap.
Oh!
Silas!
Wow.
That took a turn.
Wow.
Brew worked.
I'm gonna pull another violin out of nowhere and start playing it.
You see him just like mixing something in a mug, and then he like chugs it down one drink, and then he gets up and kind of goes and walks determinedly toward the tent.
Well, I didn't know the lad had it in him.
And she
You
would
don't
call it.
think that his undead thing is catching, do you?
Well, it'll probably be fine.
Okay.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything for the night?
I would like to, and if this is like, if you want to like send me the story at some point, Ro wants to find a Vistani who will tell her more about like Donna.
Like Donna?
Like Donna, the paladin.
Lug Donna. I
Yeah.
was like, who's Donna?
Tell me about like Donna.
Like Donna? Like from that 70s show? I don't know.
No, she wants to hear more about this paladin of the Morning Lord
Sure.
who clashed
Who-
with the demon.
Who are you gonna ask? Really, it's Stanimir and random strangers. I haven't named yet.
She'll start with Stanimir.
Sure.
She'll express an interest in hearing more about
Mhm.
Lugdana when someone's not playing a half-truth game.
Well, mostly a legend, Logdana was said to be a paladin of the Morning Lord who bore the legendary holy symbol of Ravenkind. According to the legends, the symbol was given to them by an angel in the guise of a raven. It's said that Lugdana faced down legions of evil at Yester Hill, and that there she fell. Though Eliza's true, it's no one's quite sure where the holy symbol rests these days.
It was so she was a follower of the Morning Lord.
Chosen of the Morning Lord, yeah.
So she carried a symbol of ravens.
He shrugs.
Did she?
Religion never made much sense to me. No offense.
Was
So I've heard
she-
crazier things.
Sure. She predates Strahd then.
Um. He thinks for a moment. Says, I'm actually not sure. I don't think so. With that being said, Strahd's been around for centuries. And in fact, he's been asleep for longer than my lifetime. So, most of what I know is the stories. I always assumed that her story takes place during the time of Strahd. But that's just because I've always assumed Strahd's always been lord of this land. Sorry, it's probably not very helpful for you. You know, there are plenty of people in the land who know a bit more about these folk tales than me. Uh, Saint Andrew, um, the church in Vallaki, they might know a bit about that.
Valaki.
Um,
So the church we're taking Irina to.
mhm. Stories that I heard, Lugdana sounded like she opposed the forces of Strahd.
Well,
But again, that's also something I assumed, so he
feels like
shrugs. It's just a story.
as a chosen of the Morning Lord, it feels like a safe assumption.
Huh. You alright, lass?
Me?
Why not? Has no one asked you if you're alright?
You know, no one has. But I am.
He hands you a wineskin.
She'll drink deeply, and then she'll open his flap. She's not. She's not.
Don't open the flap.
Oh man.
Had a bit too much wine for that tonight.
She's not. She's not making it past it. Stanimir.
Old man Stanimir.
Old
Nope.
man Stanimir.
Nope.
Old man standing there,
man
look at
Amir.
my flap.
Would anyone else like to do anything tonight, this evening?
Lee's just gonna stay up by the fire a little extra and start
Sure.
reading the book.
Sure,
But a werewolf.
you might. How
Werewolves and
werewolves
Strahd.
alone.
I'm just gonna sit by the fire with Lee then, and
Sure.
I'm gonna every hour, pick another musical instrument to play. But I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit there silently. Otherwise,
Sure. Sounds good.
does Silas come out of the tent like 20 seconds later? Oh man. Oh my.
um. All right. So the night passes, and everyone can long rest.
Fuck yeah. I'm doing it. Click.
Do your long rest. Click it.
Click, click, boom. Wait, it doesn't heal me automatically?
It heals you one.
Are you
No.
still? Are you still hurt? I could treat wounds before bed.
Well, okay, so when you level, do you get all your hit points up to that?
I think you just probably heal whatever you leveled up.
Yeah.
So I should have
Like
like
if
an
you-
additional.
Are you all messed up? 'Cause
8
I
or
can
so.
treat wounds.
Yeah,
Little bit.
you would gain the hit points.
I think I was at full hit points, but then I leveled up and got hit points.
Sure.
So I think I'm at full because I remember you healing me to max. So
Okay. Is anyone injured?
he was injured bad.
Injured bad.
Silas probably
could-
is.
I can treat wounds. Like I can do that before you go to bed.
Nah, I'm probably fine. Probably.
Okay. There's really no reason for you to go to bed injured.
So I had 38 out of 48 hit points. So I'm assuming it was due to leveling. Because it'd be
No. When I leveled up, I didn't
8 plus
get higher
2.
max HP, but I got higher current and higher max.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how it should work.
yeah.
You might have been the only one I hit during the battle too, Abe.
I mean, maybe you should heal me then before bed.
Okay. I treat your wounds before bed.
Do it.
Anyone else? I can do 2 people at the same time.
I'm
2 for the
good.
price of 1.
I just punch Lee really hard.
Okay.
It doesn't even hurt him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm at 43 out of 48. I could use a
Oh.
little
Well,
bit. I
you're-
guess.
Well, you're
in
the
a
tent,
flapping
so-
tent.
Yeah. He's gonna Silas is getting
Getting
his
a
own
different
healing.
kind of healing.
You ain't resting. You
What
ain't
a
rested at
different
all.
feeling.
Silas, you don't get a long rest.
Just Corvus has been sitting outside of the tent the entire time, going, "I'm gonna make love to you, woman."
Alright, Corvus goes to bed unwounded.
Yay!
Silas does.
Well, I didn't notice that bleeding out of my ear. What's that 18, Andy? What is that?
Eliza heals you.
Oh, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
She binds
Hell
some
yeah.
wounds. She binds some wounds.
Oh, she binds those wounds.
Mind your wound.
Jesus.
Okay, Eliza.
You're coming out a werewolf.
Getting
Oh.
binded.
She's now.
maybe.
You're
Eliza's
gonna,
also a werewolf.
Everyone
Yeah.
in this
Shit.
camp's a werewolf. Are you
she's
kidding
gonna
me?
make you a werewolf, and you're gonna give your weird undead STD, and it's gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those aren't
Okay.
the kind of STDs
Undead
you get.
werewolf? Damn. Damn.
Cool.
I'm sleeping by the tent, though. I mean, the campfire. That's.
You're sleeping by Silas.
Yeah, just
be weird,
right by the
Corvus.
flap.
Creeping
make this
outside.
weird.
The tent.
Nah, I'm not a creeper. No, I'm just sitting by the campfire. It's peaceful. I'm imagining this is the only peaceful place we've seen since we got here.
Morning comes.
Waiting to see them stars.
Morning arrives. Uneventfully. Because, thankfully, no one had a watch.
Well,
This is Vistani we're watching, right? Fine.
I mean, you said there was like 50 people here.
Yeah, somebody's
Yeah,
watching.
there's a bunch of people here.
Yeah, they're all
Someone's
werewolves.
watching.
They
Oh,
seem to
God,
get up a
we're
little bit
dead.
early. Some of them head out to the river and start fishing. Seem to be going about their morning of cooking breakfast and such.
Have 2 sunny side up eggs, a side of bacon. If you have that coffee with that milk inside, that would be delicious. No, I'll just take whatever you make, and it's okay.
They, yeah, they'll furnish you guys with a simple breakfast, but a breakfast nonetheless. Madame Eva comes out of her tent in the morning, looking tired but fine, and joins you all at the campfire, which is very low at this point and
I'm gonna-
dwindling, but
I'm sitting beside her.
sure. Um,
Silas comes out of the tent, putting on his cloak and kind of wrapping his colorful scarf around his neck, and he kind of is looking around sheepishly, and he trips on his cloak as he's walking to the fire, and sits down and just kind of doesn't say anything.
So, will you trip?
Yep.
As you do so, you stumble into a clothesline.
Oh no.
Don't get wrapped up or anything. However,
Okay.
you do notice that in a basket of wet clothes that one of the Vistana is currently hanging up is a shawl of a remarkably similar material to what you were wearing on your scarf.
Hmm.
I'm gonna kind of look around, and then I'm gonna pick it up and just investigate it a little bit.
The woman reaches down and slaps your hand. What do you think you're doing?
Sorry,
Looking for my undergarments, are you?
no, I just he kind of just moves his scarf between his fingers as he looks in there and goes, I'm sorry. And he looks back at it, but then he goes and sits down by the fire. He's rubbing his hand.
She would notice your scarf and says, "You get that from Eliza last night?" She nods towards you. This is the woman who's hanging the clothes.
No, Oh, you mean the scarf? It was a gift. something from my sister.
Hmm.
You just do it with your sister. This
She,
is
your sister, huh? Looks mighty close to Vistani work.
What do you mean?
You one of the traveling people?
I not that I know of.
Hmm. She shrugs. Probably just a coincidence.
Right.
mm-mm,
Coincidence.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
We'll kind
mm-mm.
of back up slowly
Mm-hmm.
and then walk over to the fire.
Sure.
As you walk over to the fire, Lee kind of gives you like a locker room slap on the butt, but he doesn't say anything.
uh,
You guys, we've been playing for what, like 7 years? Was that our first Fade to Black ever?
I
I
think
think
so.
so. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
dang.
Wow.
All right.
Dang.
Silas.
Wow, wow.
Popping the fade to black cherry.
Wow. It would be Silas. Wow. Wow.
When you do that, Lee, Silas kind of jumps like surprisingly and looks back at you and just kind of looks down. Kind of sits with his head down.
I slap you with an invisible hand on your butt.
Is it just sitting on the log and going?
Oh, yeah. It was just waiting. It was waiting this whole time.
Oh, Silas, Eliza's gone in the morning, by the way. You wake up to
Oh.
to an empty tent.
Oh, no.
She's gone.
Wow. She used you. Well, Silas, I believe you were used. I'd like to sit down next to, what was her name? Eva? Evie?
Yeah, Ava.
Ava. Damn it.
Eva,
Ava,
Eva, Ava.
if I could ask you a question, and I'm gonna pluck
Oh, of course.
the raven feather from my hat, and I'm gonna say quietly to her, I've had this feather for longer than I can remember. It's always seemed to send me in the direction I needed to go. I just was curious if, I don't know, you maybe get a read on it. And I'm going to gingerly hand it to her.
Um, she gingerly handles with her frail hands this feather and turns it over a bit. She glances over to the side where you see the raven pecking at some bread scraps that one of the Vistani had tossed onto the ground. And she says, "Well, it's always been said that ravens are a sign of good luck. Always treat a raven well. They'll be watching over you. Um, it's a good omen. Where'd you get it?"
Well, if I could be honest with you, I don't remember quite well. I seem to have woke up one day after a bout of bad luck, and, well, it's been with me ever since.
Hmm.
It's, it's helped me along the way, do what I wanted to do. You know, set some rights and alter some wrongs. You know, that kind of thing.
Hmm. She roll a
I'll do it. I'll roll it.
secret diplomacy.
Secret, secret. Roll
Wow.
a secret.
Guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I am trained in
Hell
diplomacy.
yeah.
I have a +9 in diplomacy.
That's good. Good. You didn't get Thomas.
Yeah, I didn't get Thomas.
Um, figure. I'm gonna make a Madame Ava thing for y'all. There you go. Under wait, no, delete that. Delete it. I made the wrong thing. I
Oh my.
made the wrong
Oh my
thing.
god. Oh my
It's
god.
not text. It's not
Oh my
text.
god.
It's a people.
It's a PayPal.
I should probably make a now that I wasn't expecting Eliza to be important, but I should probably make an Eliza page too.
Girl. Girl, look at that body.
um, Eliza Doolittle. Oh shit! What did I just do? Oh
Damn,
no!
damn, damn.
Oh
More
damn!
like Eliza do lots.
Oh.
Bazing.
Person Eliza.
Nothing's happening.
I have to do ownerships.
Oh my god.
Owner.
Ownership. Up, up, up. Is that
Okay.
Dan's girl?
Okay. So based on your diplomacy, Eva looks like she's about to hand the feather back to you, but she sees something in your eyes, the sincerity that she trusts, and says, I once knew the bird that shed this feather. Long ago. A story I might tell you someday. I don't know how you got it, boyo, but keep it.
If anyone's actually paying attention, he's gonna look genuinely somber and kind of sullen and take the feather back.
I'll have weird Barovia items, so we don't know where we got
Well,
them.
I look forward to the day you tell me this story about the bird who shed this feather who changed my fates. I
Don't know how,
appreciate your time.
it might not even be me who needs to tell you the story. Lad, perhaps? Perhaps.
Well,
You might meet them yourself someday.
I kind of stand up and dust myself off. Well, Ava, I have thoroughly enjoyed our company. And I'm going to walk over to the lunch buffet that's happening right now.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Did you just wake up?
There was a lunch buffet happening.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a,
they're
it's a
they're
Sunday brunch eating park
Okay, it's
buffet.
brunch. Sure.
yeah they're
Listen.
cooking up some potatoes.
You guys have
Andy,
any
if you're
syrup?
making a character sheet for Eliza, I wasn't looking for anything serious here.
Oh,
So
you
that-
are.
After
First
she
fade to
already
black,
went
Dean.
down,
I was
now
just
it
looking for
comes
a little
out.
fun. That's all.
Bam. That's too late. So,
Yeah.
Silas, tell me, when are you guys to be wed?
I don't kiss and tell. he just he whispers that and just stops talking.
Well, shit. So, friends, the question becomes, where do we go from here? I mean,
There's a dinner invitation on the table.
okay, Ro, I'm only gonna say this once. Part of me says we should really go there and see what happens.
And fight him in his own house.
No, not yet. I don't know about you, but I don't feel very confident in abilities to defeat him. Plus, Irina here, and I'm gonna look around for Irina. Is Irina here right now?
Yeah, she's at breakfast. She's listening. She's engaged.
Phew. Irina here, and I look over at her. She was
Mhm.
standing beside Silas. I didn't see her at first. Um, is clearly in danger, though the Count has given us his blessing to not partake in anything until we get her to safety. But why not indulge in the Count's, what's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Hospitality.
well, I was going to say self idiocracy, but yes, that would work too. Um, and just, get a lay of the land, take a look around.
I, I do not think we should set foot inside his castle.
I agree with Ro. I think it's a
Aren't you
bad idea.
curious? Just a little bit?
No, not
Just
even a little bit.
a scotch?
Not even a scotch.
I can't help myself. I am quite enthralled and just seeing what might be inside this evil place.
Arena takes a little bit of inspiration from Corvus. He says, "I think that if there ever is a time to see the lair of the beast, as it were, this may be the safest. He did promise me safe passage to Valaki, even if we stop."
You want to go have dinner with him?
Oh my God, no. But yes,
I don't. If we are serious about uh,
not doing harm at all.
so you notice she very conspicuously uses the word "we" whenever she says, "If we are serious about uh, destroying the devil from this land, um, this may be an opportunity that we may not get again."
Do, hmm,
I He is evil, but I do not think he is a scoundrel.
Um,
uh, mm,
Eva, fellow, what are these people? Atari? No, fuck.
Vistani.
Vistani, Jesus. I've got too many notes up right now. Fellow Vistanians, if our friend to the castle to the north, east, up there,
Irina loves Strahd.
um, is he anything but following an oath or himself? Should we be concerned if he truly said he will not do something upon a certain time?
Stanimir and Eva exchange a look between the two of them,
What's that look?
and the look of love. Eva,
Oh.
I believe in a thing called love.
that's the look. That's the look. If you've ever seen that music video, you gotta watch it. The
Wow.
look of love. Um, yeah, the two of them exchange a look. Which one would speak? Because you get the feeling that they probably had discussions about this topic many times. Stanimir, I think, would be the one that speaks up and says, "Well, he made an oath to us, our people, centuries ago. And he's kept it."
Hmm.
So he shrugs. "I'd be the first to say he's not the best conversationalist, or perhaps not the first person I'd invite into my campfire. He's not a good person at all. But he has kept his word to us. Let us come and go as we please."
have you have you tested him? Have you pissed him off or given him reason to want to revoke that word?
Um, uh, Again, the two of them exchange a look, and Eva would say, "We haven't made any moves against him yet, and wisely. We've been living by his rule, living by his laws. So no." We haven't tested it.
Someone keeping their word when they are not questioned is one thing. Someone keeping their word when you are under their roof and saying things that are very likely to upset them is another thing.
Plus, you can leave. You can leave whenever you want.
We haven't had. Oh no, this would probably be Senator. We haven't had much reason to test the rule of the Lord Strahd.
And I think that believes leads us to our answer. I don't think anyone has tested Lord Strahd. He is not someone who feels threatened by us. I think we are merely a plaything, playing out our parts. Why not use it to our advantage?
I agree with that, says Madame Eva. You aren't a threat to him yet. You're fun and you're amusing. If you lose either of those things, you might find yourself, well, quickly on his dinner table.
Knowledge is power. We could learn a lot by
Ro,
just sitting and listening to him, but I think tempers might flare. He's gonna just cautiously look over at Lee.
I'm
Uh,
sure Lee can use a stance or something and calm his tithers.
Ro wants to look
Calm your tithers.
calm your tithers.
Or your
Wait.
flaps, or whatever these dandies are saying these days.
Ro wants to look to Irina, and
Mhm.
she is trying to discern whether or not Irina is feeling some sort of like compulsion to go
Sure.
to the castle. And
Mm.
she's going to ask
Mm.
Irina, what do you hope to gain from meeting with him in his territory?
I
And
bet
she
it's
mostly Ro's trying to figure out
Smooches.
is that if Irina's like
Sure.
being logical and calculating, or if Irina's like feeling weirdly compelled to go.
Way to go,
Sure.
Ro. Way to go.
Roll a
Nice.
secret perk check.
Roll a secret per check. You
If
have rolled a
I
secret check.
roll under a 10,
15.
I would like to use. If I roll under a 15,
20.
I want to use a hero point.
Under 15. All right.
If I roll under a 15, I want to use a hero point.
This is amazing.
This is the roll. Did you roll that secret?
We
I
can't
did.
see
It
it.
was.
Oh.
I privately rolled. I can't see it.
Oh, Rachel, you better re-roll that one.
hero point. I spent a hero point.
I'm
And
not
I'm
saying
gonna
it's under
re-roll that.
15, but it's definitely under 2.
It's definitely under 2.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't. That
oh,
was
that's
a
not
private.
so.
I'm
Oh
so sorry.
no!
Oh.
That one
Rachel,
wasn't much better.
you're so good at perception.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you want me to look at it? I'm pretty good at that, but it's too late.
So,
It's fine. I totally know how she feels right now.
Wow.
So perceptive about
so
what
when
she's
you ask
thinking.
her
I asked her
what she's hoping to gain.
what she hoped to gain from meeting him in his
Sure.
territory.
So she flushes a bit and says, I want him to be destroyed. I want to help you. I want to help find a way to. She just gets a little bit flustered. Uh, yeah, she just gets flustered.
All right.
Kill the devil. Oh no. Andy's muted.
Andy, you're muted.
It's because I sneezed.
Bless you.
I'm curious what Lee's thinking about this, even though he's maybe not piping up at the moment. I'm curious what he thinks of the plan to
Yeah,
go or
he's
not go.
kind of like he's just kind of like listening to everybody and seems to kind of be lost in his own thoughts. And he kind of like squeezes like his fist open and closed back and forth, and he says, "My master has always said that." Where did you go? Master's always said that an open palm works better than a closed fist, but stone is better than dead fish. And he kind of like just like flex his hand, but then like leaves it open, and then kind of like shrugs.
What the hell
We,
does
we,
that mean?
I'm not even sure anymore of the
he says,
gods.
we can go to Strahd's castle. I will not challenge him.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Bro, I say this. Clearly, you've seen more battles than I. If, if you were standing against individuals who felt quite confident in their abilities to destroy you, there's a sense of confidence you just can't help but use against them. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's a fair point, Corvus, but it's obvious to me that Strahd wants Irina for whatever nefarious device. And if we walk into that castle with her there, we might as well just be handing her to him on a silver platter. And that's not something I'm ready to do.
Well, I don't have a silver platter.
We should take her to safety, and then we can discuss what our strategies are from there. That's my vote.
Look, I'm a firm believer in protecting those who can't protect themselves, but if he truly is a man of honor, the honor ends when we get her to safety. Something to keep in mind. I think we're fucked either way. Eh, Silas?
I don't want to die. That's plain, but if it means that she's safe and we die, then so be it.
So that's a vote to taking you to safety, Irina. The question becomes, what do you want to do?
Um, she continues to look a little bit flustered, and um, you see a bit of resolve form in her eyes, and she says, "I want to, I want to know how to carry myself in battle. I want, I want to learn how to fight and stand up for myself, so that you don't feel the need to sacrifice yourself for me." She looks pointedly at Silas.
He kind of scratches the back of his head and looks down. It's not. That's not. I'm sorry.
That seems like your words she's just regurgitating.
I, I want to not be a burden, and I want to see it dead. I want to see the devil dead. But I must. I've trained some. She swings. She taps her sword at her belt, and it clearly isn't enough. I was barely helpful at all in the last fight. It isn't enough. I want to learn. She stands up with a little bit of resolve and says, I want to learn to fight like you. She looks between you all.
Well, I could lend you a couple of things. I'm quite good with one sword. Uh, I can we at least all agree that when we get to Valaki or Veliscus, all bets are off. He's coming for, and we need to be prepared.
Lee stands up and he says, "I think we should go." She wants to test herself and face Strahd much like Doru did, face her fears, and that's an honorable thing.
I'll stand behind that.
So
Row.
that's 2 yeses.
I do not trust him, but I also think Corvus is right. He doesn't yet perceive us as a threat. If there is any time to enter his sanctuary, it is now. Because the longer we are here, the more he will realize the thorn in his side we're going to be.
You know, Ro, I think you might be my favorite.
I think it is a risk. I think we all might die. But if Irina wants to go there before she goes to Valakia, I will escort her there.
Andy, what weapon does Irina actually use?
She has a rapier.
Oh, well, all right then.
So, um, mechanically speaking, Irina is going to have like a follower stat line that will be able to kind of level following you guys.
Okay.
Not keep the same level as you guys, but as part of that, I want to have some sort of like role play excuse for who is training her in what because she's got to be getting this knowledge from somewhere. So, what sort of class would you guys like her to level into, and how is she learning those skills?
I mean, if she's using a rapier,
She does.
I could help her actually with her sword play.
Sure.
Um,
Make her like a duelist.
Or a
because
swashbuckler.
that is my I'm a duelist by trade.
Sure.
If she's not using any kind of shield or anything, she get a quick draw and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then a challenging duelist. So that's how I could add in whether
Sure.
or not that's the right way to go or not.
Okay. If you're chiming up with that, if unless anyone else is feeling inspired to pitch a different direction for Irina, she is interested to learn anything. So she's when she really was standing up to say like, please, someone teach me to not suck.
Lee can, I don't know about like a specific class, but Lee can teach her, you know, like acrobatics and
Mm-hmm.
various acrobatics and athletics maneuvers, tripping, fainting,
Sure.
like tumbling, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Ro would focus on teaching her because I've got like martial weapon stuff, but Ro would
Mhm.
also
Nice.
call upon like her soldier background to do like more tactical stuff.
Okay. So I'll kind of leave it up to a bit of you guys, uh, in or out of character. She is pretty average across the board. She's a high charisma, and kind of ones or twos and everything else. Um, but she does seem to already know how to use a rapier, so that would be an easy way to move her into like a swashbuckler or duelist kind of thing.
I mean,
Um,
I would probably also try to give her like some random fun like quips to throw at enemies if she's really
sure.
that high in charisma.
Hmm.
Bon mot.
She might be a Bon Mot rogue or what's there's the deception type
Yeah, because
thing,
I have that feat. What the hell is it? I can
the fainting one.
I think she should unlock her inner rage against Strahd and become a barbarian.
Be a barbarian.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Uh,
Fuck, what the fuck is it?
Yeah, her you see a similar like fervent desire to like defeat Strahd in her that you saw in her brother, but they're different like flavors. From her, it almost feels like she's as much trying to like reclaim her own life and reclaim her own power. Um, that was taken from her, and from her brother, it's much more a personal kind of revenge bent of hurting something that hurt his family. But they both seem to have a similar like desire to take down Strahd. Although she is clearly thinking of herself as like a part of this when you guys very clearly just agreed to take her to the church.
Oh yeah, she's like, we
Take
we
me
did
to
Strahd. Yeah.
Right,
Uh huh.
right. But
No, she's
anyways.
gonna get murdered.
All right. Well, she will start. Yeah, she's eager to learn from you guys. I think unless you come up with a different idea, she'll probably will do some start leveling in a swashbuckler.
Yeah,
Um,
some
I
kind
think
of.
if she has something totally different, if she has like magic ability, she'd be a magus. That's kind of like a sort of like lightly weaponed and armored, but fusing some magic abilities would be something
mhm.
different.
That could be something. Yeah, if you guys, because you have some spellcasters and um, Magus is like an intellect
It
kind of
says
thing.
key attribute is strength or dexterity.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
So
I mean, I would attempt to teach her some sort of magic. I have magic from all over the place, so
Hmm.
just anything that she seem to connect to, I would just be like, okay, let's give that another shot, shall we? But I would be focusing more on swordplay, if anything.
Sure, sure, sure. All right. Um, well, I think with that, if you guys, um, I think that is probably a good place as you guys are gathering up your stuff to leave the encampment. That's probably a great place for us to end tonight. And you guys can decide over the coming week
Oh fuck.
whether or not, for sure, you want to go to Castle Ravenloft
I
because
feel so dumb. I
Oh,
feel
I
so
feel
dumb
I
to
so
even
I
talk. It's
out of character. I feel
disrespectful.
I don't
so
know.
dumb.
I
I'm gonna.
still feel
Hi,
like it's
we're
a
here for
bad
dinner.
idea.
It's
We're
such a
here
bad
for
idea.
dinner, and we brought
I'm
Irina to your castle for dinner.
I'm firmly on the bad idea side. But if I'm
Feel so
outnumbered, I'll
dumb.
go.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I think it's a great idea.
So don't listen to Andy.
We're
I
gonna piss him off, and he's gonna murder us.
well, I don't know.
And
Like,
we're not gonna
I
sit there
don't.
and play nice.
what if
It,
he truly is like, I will not, like, I am a man of my word. Like, that is his, like, do or die. I follow my
that's
He's
honor.
that's
no, but
fine. But
listen,
like,
the
what is the good thing that can come from
I want to
doing
know about his
this?
castle. I want to see what's in the castle.
Are you hoping
but
that he gets so arrogant that he
He lets
gives
something
up some
slip.
kind of weakness?
he just
Yes.
I can see
monologues his
that,
final
but
He
plan.
I
monologues for
see
like a whole season.
he just doesn't seem like that kind of bad
Right?
guy though.
And
I
also, he's super perceptive. Where we're like checking out his like gate, he's like, "Oh, you're checking out my gate. That's cute."
I
And the
feel like
first time he says some creepy shit to Irina, we're gonna get pissy about it, and then we're gonna
yeah.
have to fight
okay,
him.
no. We're
I
not
feel
gonna get
like
pissed about it. Ro and Lee are gonna get pissed about it. Silas and I
I
are gonna be
feel
like,
like
well, shit, and I'm gonna
well,
pull out my sword.
I feel like he's the type that if we're trying to play a game with him, he's already 2 moves ahead of us.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So we
Yep.
need to be thinking like 4 moves ahead of him.
Uh huh.
And
Yep.
this seems like a real predictable move on our parts.
Which no, but you know what? If some
In fairness, though, in
evildoer,
fairness, it is the polite thing to do. He did invite us.
he did invite us. If some
Hang on,
So
pal.
we
evildoer,
should at least RSVP either way.
We're not polite people, though.
yeah, but you know
the
what? He's
thing.
not gonna expect us to show up,
No, I don't think he does.
That's
right?
true. He may
we show up and we
may
just go to dinner and we
That's
leave.
it. That's a good counterpoint. He may be wanting to play the game, and playing the game with him, even though we probably aren't going to win the game, may just buy us some time.
But he
Right?
already knows that Lee wants to fight him, and if he can provoke us into like starting a fight in his castle,
No,
Good point.
provoke
just
Lee.
destroy
Provoke
us.
Good
Lee.
point. Good point. I think he probably has Lee zeroed in because he almost did provoke Lee once.
You just gotta mountain stance it up. It'll be fine. But I, uh,
I don't know.
I don't.
I guess.
I don't trust us to play it cool enough to pull
Yeah,
this
I
off.
need a pro and con list here, Abe, because the con list is just super big right now.
Okay, well, man, I think at
Also, the
least
fact that Irina wants to go makes me nervous.
It does, yeah.
Like, she can't be trusted. She's half
no,
vampire.
she can't. Well, whoa, that's pretty harsh. I just, she's been bitten. Once bitten, twice removed.
Twice bitten. She's been twice bitten.
Cockadoodle once, I deny him. I don't know. I I think he's so arrogant. We could
Yeah.
go in and we could get out.
He's very confident. He's also like kind of bored, I think, too. Like,
Yes, right. He
Sure.
wants
so,
the game.
Yeah.
And he made it
does.
such a point to be like, I won't fuck you up until like you
Right,
get
but
you
he
get her
won't
to this
until
thing.
we start it. Everything will be okay until we start.
But he
shit.
didn't say that. He's like, I promise I will. You free passage in my domain until you get her to
I agree.
that place.
We might be able to believe him, but I still think Irene is a wild card. I think she's a wild card that
Oh,
we can't
she's
control.
gonna kill us all in our sleep, but it's gonna be worth it, probably.
We
Maybe.
can
Even
maybe
that,
get him,
even then, it's like
we can bait him into showing us his secret lair and all
Oh
the secret
yeah,
plans.
Tell them what's your plan, and
I
yep.
don't know, man.
And also, where's your secret entrance? Yep.
I mean, but truthfully, what if we can? Like, what if we
He's
can be
so
like, tell us about your castle, because you're so
What if we can?
powerful. Oh my god. Look,
He doesn't trust
I
us.
built this character to be a face. All I do is diplomacy, deception, and
Sure.
intimidation. That's all I do.
Sure, but he's like level 20, and we are not.
But I have +9 to things.
That
Well,
he
just,
doesn't
like,
give a
taunt us and
shit
be
about
like,
your
"Hey,
plus
how
Yeah,
nine.
I don't think
Look,
any of those
Look at that.
skills
I
are going
rolled
to
a
be to our
18.
advantage unless
He
you can
is-
consistently throw
No.
20s.
He
19.
is the final boss, and I don't think that he is like going to scale with us. I think he's just already what.
Look,
he is
guys,
going
I
to
didn't
be.
roll above 20 that whole time. I am confident we can go in. We can
Okay.
win.
Oh my god.
Those are my best 3 stats other than performance.
He will be amused by us
Fuck,
until
I didn't even get that above 20.
we get pissed
We're
enough
dead.
to do something stupid.
Fucking dead. We're never gonna make it.
The other question is, how safe is Irina in Vallaki? Is she actually?
She's dead. She's been dead this
Oh no!
whole
As
time.
soon as we
She's
get
safe
her there,
there?
he's gonna come.
Oh,
Yeah, His
100%.
protection wears off once
That
she gets there.
night, we're getting attacked. Guarantee it. I'll bet my last 5 gold pieces. And I'm willing to
So
bet
if we're
those on
gonna
anything.
train her, we should hang out in like with the Vistani and train her now.
Andy, can we grind some low-level monsters in this area for about 30
Nope.
levels?
Nope.
Okay.
My plan was to keep her one level behind you
Oh,
guys,
son of a bitch.
All right.
Right.
Cool.
essentially.
So we gotta grind for 15
Because
levels.
that way I was thinking if she's one level behind you, then she's not gonna feel like she, I think
She's,
just
like,
by the numbers,
bonusing.
one. I was thinking like two below might feel like she's always like clearly
A
not
damsel
very
in
powerful.
distress.
And it depends on like whether you want to take her with you or not too. But
Oh, she's coming with us.
Yeah, out of character, I say we fucking do it, cause like, why the hell not?
I
In
mean,
character, that's a harder conversation because we're all gonna die.
out of,
I don't know. Out of
character-
character, in character, I don't think we should do it.
all right. So we clearly
I
have
think there are
one
many reasons
in,
why not.
one out. I'm in for it, because why the hell not?
Yeah, I mean, out of character, I want to go just because I want to see more stuff.
That's fair.
character,
That's a
Lee-
fair reason.
Lee was kind of a swing vote, but as soon as he got a sense that Irina wants to go for her own reasons, then he would back going to
I
help
think
her
we're
out.
going.
Right?
So
Mm.
yeah, I think
I-
Lee's pro going.
Look, we're gonna die either way, but I think at least one way we get to see his castle, the other way we get to see some church, and no one wants to see that. I want to see his castle. So
dope castle.
it is probably
Look at
dope
that
as
castle.
Fuck. I mean,
Maybe he'll just let us
Even
live
that
there
castle.
with him.
I
Maybe we
mean,
just move into his castle.
we're just gonna show up and he's gonna be like, "I want to suck your blood." It'll be fine. So
Fine.
I say we
I
do
mean,
it.
we're
I'm
going,
voting
right?
we do it on what did we decide? The 12th, the 2nd.
The second, I have to build a goddamn castle.
Build a goddamn castle.
Okay, for reals though, what are we doing? Are we going
We're
in?
gonna go have. We're gonna go
Sounds
Oh
fucking
my
like
god,
dinner
we're
with
fucking
Strahd.
doing it.
Sounds like we're gonna go end the campaign.
Okay, okay.
I
So
think we're,
oh my
I think
god.
we're 2-2. So if Irina is like the tiebreaker, then I think we're going.
I don't. Yeah, Rachel rolled real bad on her
I rolled so
perception,
bad.
so I can't
I
give you that
hate
much
that
I
information
spent
so
a
much.
hero
on
point on that bullshit.
what Irina
Rachel,
is
what's your
feeling
plus
right
on
now about this.
perception?
But
It's like +10, and I rolled 2 2s.
Come on.
Irina as much seemed emboldened by Corvus bringing up, like, well, actually, this is possible. She felt pretty emboldened by that, but
Thank
she's like,
you.
do it.
Fucking do it.
Maybe
and
we shouldn't do it.
You got the feeling that she was talking a little bit out of
Hmm.
rationality, of like thinking through it, like if we are ever going to see his lair, when else are we going to have like
Never.
an invitation?
Right? This is the time.
I mean,
See, the thing is, like, though, this whole land is his home field, so it doesn't matter where we take him on; it's home field.
Right? So we just go to his castle. Who cares?
But so, like, even if we go to the castle and figure something out, it's just like I don't know. I don't know what we can figure out from going, other than playing the cheeky game that he wants to play.
Look, Dane, you and I were playing GTA last night. We got to plan the heist. We got to look at it. We got to go to the casino. It's the same thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
by
I
the same
just-
logic, if it's all his domain, is going to his castle any worse than being anywhere else?
It's like walking down the
No.
street.
we gotta go case the joint,
We got to case the joint. See
and
what's
he will
up
know
there.
He will know that is exactly what we are doing.
Yeah.
But he might think it's, oh, it's cute. These little wimps,
Look at
think
these
Well,
that
that's exactly
losers.
what he's gonna think.
Go
He's
about my
gonna
castle.
enjoy it. He's gonna enjoy it. So like,
Yep.
it'll buy us a little bit of time, but still, he's gonna
I think
Yeah,
he is
I guess
so
so.
bored.
I don't know.
He wants the cat and mouse game. He's in it. He's in it to win it.
It just feels like, what if he's? Oh, I don't know.
If he decides he wants to like play the game, we'll be fine. If he decides he wants to push buttons and make us fight, our buttons are going to be pushed, and then it's going to end really poorly.
I will tell you,
If he can push our
Corvus
buttons.
will not draw his sword unless it's to defend you all.
See, the thing is
It's not gonna happen.
that if he goes for Irina,
Yep.
Ro is going to have to step in.
Well, then
Even
the
though
Corvus
we
he's a
all
draws
bad
die.
guy.
too.
He's a bad guy. He does bad guy stuff, and he probably talks about all the bad guy stuff he does, and
I was at
Rose
the
got
bad guy
scruples.
lounge last night, and I was doing
Rose got
bad guy
scruples.
stuff.
Lee's got scruples.
Uh,
They're scrupling all over the place.
and we're gonna have to dress into fancy clothes, and I'm not gonna be behind that.
Two-
So
Two scoops
Ro's
of
not wearing
scruples.
fancy clothes.
Yeah, none of you are wearing fancy clothes.
I don't own fancy clothes.
I
Right,
was-
we
had-
all
I think I had some fancy clothes at one point, but then I sold them.
we
I
all
found
have
them
a
in the
bunch of
mansion.
windmill
Did we
bullshit.
get to the manor? Yeah.
Yeah, I found some at the manor, but then I sold them and just kept the regular ones.
Did you sell them to the guy in Barovia? The like.
I think so.
Barovia.
I think I
Bill
sold
Draft.
it. Yeah, I sold it to Grumpy Guy.
Do you guys want to hear my my song about Vlad
But how-
that I wrote?
It's about
pretty
Vlad.
good. It's pretty awesome. I almost sung it tonight, but instead I went another route.
Let's hear it.
Save it, Abe. Save it.
Next
Yeah,
week.
I might use it again. It'll be
Put
fine.
that one in
Save
your
it
back
for
pocket.
The next Vistani
Put it in your
campfire.
It's about
Next time you want to bust out a song.
Count Von Count is his name.
Nice. Save it.
Maybe
Let's
we
save
can
it.
get
Do
some
it live.
fancy clothes from the Vistani.
Do it live.
Loan us some.
Okay, so we're going in. Is that what's happening next week?
I don't know.
Fuck.
I
You
don't
guys
know if
can
we
decide.
could.
No,
guys
we
can
need to
decide.
decide
Take
right
some
now
time.
because we're gonna think about it and then we're gonna change our minds.
Hate discussion.
I think it's a
Okay,
bad
okay.
idea.
Here's the deal. Everyone vote to Andy in secret right now.
I'm not going to be secret about it. I say no. My vote is no.
But it's going to be 2 and 2.
Still no.
So
Ugh.
how are we going to resolve the
Still no.
tiebreaker?
Irina's the tiebreaker, and
We
she
can
says
roll.
go.
We can roll for it.
Doing rollies.
My
I
only goal
vote
is
yes.
telling
So
us
Dana
a
and I
fun and
don't matter.
satisfactory story.
Dan and I
Is
don't
that-
matter. It falls down to
Don't matter.
Rachel and Chris.
We don't matter.
I vote no.
I'm voting going for it.
It's gonna end on a dice roll.
No.
We need a tiebreaker.
Andy wants to go. We're going.
We're going. It's gonna be great.
We're going.
Andy
Fuck,
wants to do
we're
this.
gonna die.
We're going.
We just have to keep our cool.
No, you
And
guys have to
not-
keep your
Oh.
cool. Corvus is all about keeping his cool. Going to die. All right, I'm putting that in there.
I don't think he's gonna pick a fight. I think
don't-
the only way it's gonna
No,
result in a fight
I
is
think
if we
he's
pick
going
a
to
fight.
attempt to pick a fight. I don't think he's aiming to
He's gonna
kill
try
us.
to goad it. Yeah, he's gonna try
Yes.
to goad us, but he is not going to. He's not gonna swing first, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna wait for Lee or Ro to punch first
He'll give us 30 seconds to swing at him.
to get the fuck out of that castle.
Yeah.
Irina's the wild card, though. We don't know what she's gonna do.
No. Yeah, that's what I worry about. She's a wild card.
I got a
Right,
command in my
she's
back
all,
pocket.
She's
No,
all
I don't
emboldened
anymore.
and wants to go confront him. Oof.
She's not like her brother though. She's not a hothead like her brother. She just wants
Yeah.
to.
Hopefully.
She just wants to make something of herself.
And I
But
mean, we're not gonna like hand her over to him, but if she's gonna,
if that's something she wants to make of herself as a vampire, then we're screwed.
what if we take the werewolf with us?
He's already gone. He
True.
left. Guys,
What
we are
if we
so
have him
fucked.
fight all of us before we go?
So fucked. This whole campaign is fucked. I hope you all have backup characters. I'll be
don't,
playing
I should.
Norvis Cox. That name is not what I'm going with.
Enormous Cox. I'm excited.
Fuck.
I'm excited.